All good? Hi everyone, good afternoon. So thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk about how to scale private marketplace across organizations. So my name's Kevin, and I'm joined by my colleague Oscar. We're both marketplace solution architects at AWS. And as I say, today's going to be a quick lightning talk about private marketplace. All right, so quick cover of the agenda. Firstly, we're going to talk about why marketplace. So if anyone not familiar, we're going to talk about what marketplace is. Then we're going to talk about governing procurement. So how to govern procurement with what's called private marketplace. And then we're going to talk about how you can govern that procurement across multiple AWS organizations. And Oscar's about a solution he's built for that. Okay, so what's marketplace? So marketplace is a digital catalog. So it's a way that customers can find, they can subscribe and then deploy third-party software and professional services products. So on Marketplace, we have over 2.5 million subscriptions. And we have on their catalog over 20,000 products and over 5,000 sellers. So customers can either self-serve via a click-to-buy solution or subscribe to the listing with a negotiation with a seller with what's called a private offer. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's over 20,000 products on Marketplace. That's a lot of products. So that's great from a perspective of choice, but how do you control that? So to do that, what we need to look at is the fact that with Marketplace, with the right permissions, anyone can subscribe and deploy those products. So from a procurement perspective, you probably don't want that. From a procurement perspective, you want to ensure the right products are available to the right people within your organization. That's why it's important we look at who can subscribe and which products they can subscribe to. This is especially true if you're in a regulated space. So you must satisfy compliance requirements. Okay, so how do we ensure that happens? So that's where private marketplace comes in. So with private marketplace, it can be simply enabled within your organization. And then what happens there, you create a curated list of approved products. So if you think about your procurement team, the procurement team like to control and have a procurement process. So within that, they'll be able to decide from the thousands of products on Marketplace which should be approved, and then put that through their procurement process. So then, once they do that, me as a user, if I want to select a product and it's not part of that private marketplace, I can request that, and then the administrator can review that, and then if they adhere to it, they can approve it, so it goes into your private marketplace. So as you can see here, private marketplace is built of experiences. We've got an experience for Team A and experience for Team B. So within the experience of Team A, you've got two products, product A and product B. And we've got a separate experience for Team B. So that could be your HR team and your marketing team as an example. And a product can appear in multiple experiences. But from a point of view of accounts, an account is associated to one experience for the control purposes. Another benefit of private marketplace, as well as being able to control what products you've got and which users can purchase those products, is the fact you're able to customize it. You can customize private marketplace with your own branding. You can also add different names and descriptions. So each of those experiences could have a different customization. So again, your marketing team could have a different customization, different logo compared to your HR team, as an example there. Okay, so one of the main benefits there of private marketplace is to be able to control and be able to align to your procurement process. But the benefit there is able to help reduce procurement time. So you see here's a quote from David Hoffman of Sony Corporation, and it reduced their procurement time from 60 days just down to a few minutes, just by being able to control what products users can subscribe to. So it gives you a bit of an overview of what private marketplace is. I'm now going to hand over to Oscar. Oscar's going to talk about how we can scale private marketplaces across multiple AWS organizations. Over to you, Oscar.
Thank you, Kevin. So, Kevin has been speaking about how managing multiple AWS accounts. So the next step will be, how do we manage those accounts efficiently? And for that, you can use a service that is called AWS Organizations. With AWS Organizations, it's a service that gives you the tools to centrally manage AWS accounts in a structure like the one that you are seeing in the display right now. By using AWS Organizations, you can create new AWS accounts or invite existing accounts to join the organization. You can group those accounts in an entity that we call organizational units. You can also define management policies and attach those policies to a specific account, to a set of accounts by leveraging AWS organizational units, or to all accounts in the organization. And you can have a consolidated view of all the costs incurred by each one of the accounts in your organization. So now that we have seen that AWS organization help us to manage AWS accounts, and we know that Product Marketplace also works in the same direction, where you attach the experiences to specific accounts, you might be thinking that it uses AWS organizations. That's correct. So basically, you can create one catalog or multiple catalogs and directly attach them to a single AWS account, to a set of accounts, or to all accounts in the organization. But we also see other use cases, where, for example, companies decide to architect the environment not using one single AWS organization, but multiple of them. And the reason for this could be multiple. For example, you might require to have a strict legal or geographical entity separation so that you are able to comply with local laws and regulations. Another scenario could be you are in a merger and acquisitions, and you decide that you want to keep each one of your entities independent of each other, or that you want to do a gradual integration strategy so that you can ensure operational continuity and reduce disruptions. By using multiple AWS organizations, you also have a clean separation or a clean segregation of costs and visibility that helps you for financial controls. Or you might be a managed service provider and you decide to leverage AWS organizations to create isolated and secure environments for each one of your customers. So we have Product Marketplace, and Product Marketplace works within a single AWS organization. You define what we call experiences or catalogs of pre-approved products, and you can attach those to specific accounts in the organizations or all accounts in the organizations. If you consider now the scenario I mentioned before, where you had multiple AWS organizations, then you are facing an additional challenge. So you need to set up and administer Product Marketplace individually in each one of those organizations, what represent a decentralized management. And if you are pursuing a combined procurement or a unified procurement policy, then you are led that you need to synchronize those experiences manually. That generates additional overhead and opens the door for inconsistencies. To help you address these pain points, I want to introduce you with a solution that takes care of distributing the experiences all over your organizations and keep them synchronized. The solution has two components. The first component gets deployed in what we are going to call management organizations, and from this organization you are going to manage all your organizations. Then we are going to have the other organizations, we are going to call them members organization, and that's where the second component of the solution get deployed to. And when we define an experience in the management organization, we are going to name this a management experience, and the solution is going to take care of synchronizing that experience to the member organizations. How that synchronization looks like varies. I mean, you have multiple use cases. For example, you can have it like you have right now here, where you have one-to-one synchronization. You can have, for example, a second experience that synchronizes not to one organization, but to multiple. And there are other additional use cases. During the presentation later on, I'm going to let you with a QR code that takes you to a blog post, and in that blog post I cover all the possible use cases. But right now we are going to zoom in the management experience to use case, where we have one management experience that synchronizes with multiple members organizations. So if you come and you add one product to the management experience, as you might expect, the solutions take care and synchronize that to the member organizations. This synchronization happens periodically, and you can set it, you can adapt the interval to your needs. Could be 1 hour, could be 1 day. It's flexible in that regard. Later on, if you are working and you decide, okay, we do not longer want to offer this product, you can also remove it from the management experience, and that gets synchronized and it gets removed from the member experiences. Something I want to call out here: if someone already went in those member experiences and subscribed to the product, it doesn't mean that the product's going to stop working. The only thing that it means is that the product won't be available for future subscriptions. So there's no concern for removing a product from the management experience. And the solution also offers you monitoring capability, in that you can see the synchronization status of each one of your members' organizations. So just as a quick recap of the benefits of a solution, you regain centralized governance. So you define your experiences in one single organization, and the solution takes care of synchronizing them across all of your organizations. If you are pursuing a common procurement policy, then the solution helps you to achieve those compliance requirements, because it keeps all those experiences synchronized for you. It takes away from you all this operational management of managing those experiences independently or having to duplicate them. And it allows you to maintain your environment in the way you want. If you want to have multiple AWS organizations because you want to have a clean cost segregation and visibility, you can go on having those multiple organizations and anyways have the benefits of a central management. So now that we have seen what the solutions does and how it works and what benefits it offers, I want to let you with a QR code. This QR code takes you to a blog post where all the use cases of the solutions are described, and it has the step-by-step instruction in how you can deploy the solution in your environment. The solution is open source and is available for anyone that would like to install it in their environment. And with this, we conclude our lightning talk. We went and discussed why AWS Marketplace, how we get product governance or product procurement governance using product marketplace in one single AWS organization, and how you can go beyond from that one AWS organizations to multiple using or leveraging the solution introduced in the talk. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the talk. Please do not forget to fill the survey.